Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of me just being a sheep and following where the flock may roam. Today I'm going to do a thing that a lot of other YouTube musician types have done, and I'm going to take a musical IQ test. This is on a site called the Music Lab, developed by Harvard University, and it's endeavoring to use games as well as in-person studies to help sort of crowdsource some data to understand how humans interact with music and how we understand music. I love research. I loved science in high school and psychology in college, and every time I see something like this, I question it very hard, because music is such a subjective and live and living thing that while it's based off of systems that we've created to sort of standardize it, there are multiple systems to how we understand music. So let's take the test and see exactly what it is they're trying to study and what it is they're trying to get at, because I'm already skeptical going in and excited to see what happens. Test your musical IQ. Are you a musical prodigy? Find out now. I think we found that out a long time ago. I'm not. Your participation is completely anonymous. Not anymore. Also, check out this mug. It's got my 2 channels on it. It's available on Patreon, and if you want to join my Patreon right now, that would be delightful. Okay, here we go. In this game, you'll take part in 3 short tests of musical ability: beat perception, tuning perception, and melodic discrimination. At the end, we'll give you a score of your musical IQ. Okay. For each question on this test, you will hear 2 examples of the same music. Sometimes the singer will be in tune with the music, but in other clips, the singer will be out of tune with the music. Okay, so we want the out of tune one. Got it. Okay. Like me, any man I can behave. Ow. Like me, any man I can behave. The first one was more out of tune, but the second one was also out of tune. I could fly through the sky on the open sea. I could fly through the sky on the open sea. Yep, the second one's more out of tune. Great, second's more out of tune. There's a lot of sliding in that one, but the first was more out of tune. Those 2 were pretty similar, but I think the second one... Either it's meant to be weird or it's out. Oh, there we go. See, that's meant to sound a little bit funky. The second one, they found the chord cleaner, I think. Yes! Oh. Stay in as you like. Stay in as you like. Maybe the first one was a little bit sharp. Or maybe the second was a little bit flat. That is infinitesimal. Oh my god. Oh no, I'm gonna get it wrong. Maybe the first one? Everybody sing. This is the reggae dream. Everybody sing. This is the reggae dream. That's actually really hard because I couldn't really hear the bass line out of my speakers, and that was the only other reference point that I had for the melody. So kind of screwed myself over with that one. Was the second one more in tune? Incorrect? Darn, I had the instinct. Yeah, the first one was more out of tune. The second one clashed more. I think the second one, she had a vibrato that was a little bit funky, but she was flatter the second time. Definitely the second one, yeah. Hardcore. That was pretty off. They both had moments where they were really off. What's so funny is I think I know, and then as soon as I question myself, I'm like, because there's only 2 options, I'm just like, and I completely doubt my own sense of pitch. I wanted to say that the first one was more consistently out of tune. Like, there were just more moments, whereas, like, the end of the second one was, like, not correct, but... was it the first one? Damn! Was it the first one? I don't know. Yay! The first one felt a little bit crunchier at times, but I could also just have been listening too hard. Okay, not too bad. Okay, my tuning ear is pretty good. I don't have perfect pitch, I have relative pitch. I know what a middle C is, and I also know an A, which is ba, and I can get those 2 out of thin air, and then I can reference most other things from that. But if my internal sense of pitch is a little bit off on a given day, my intervals will be off, and I won't be able to be completely accurate. So That's fun. That's how pitch works in my brain. This test is about hearing melodies in music. For each question on this test, you will hear the same tune 3 times. Each time the tune will be in a different key. Oh no. But one of the tunes will be the odd one out. Its notes will have changed. Your job is to choose the odd one out. Wow, this is not easy. It's not just melodic memory, it's intervallic memory. Okay. Number 2. It's like process of elimination. Those two are the same. Numero 3. Yeah, it really is process of elimination, and sometimes it's number 1, so you have to be really on your guard about that. Cool. Okay. It was number 2. It was a 4th instead of a 3rd. Huh. Those two were different. I think it was the first one? Ooh, I'm now doubting myself. I'm doubting myself. Oh no. It's the first one that's getting me, because that like sets the tone for what you're thinking about, and then when you try and remember it and compare it to the third one, you're like, I'm trying to remember the thing that was 2 melodies ago. Okay, correct. Whew. Number 2 was the odd one out. I think it's number 3. There was a different thing at the beginning. Yay! I think it was number 3 again, but I got distracted by the fact that my volume was too high. The thing I'm learning is that it's very hard to make this video and take this test at the same time, because my brain is trying to do 2 things at once, and I don't love it. Okay, number 3? I think it was number 1? Crap, I have no idea with this one. Oh! Again, I think it was the first one, because that opening interval I think was different, but I also, again, didn't quite hear it. Yay! Cool. I love how I keep doubting myself, and then I'm right. It's great. This test is about hearing the beat in music. Oh no. This is where I really fall short. I know for a fact that my sense of rhythm when it comes to like being really exact and working within like a click track is not super great. Rhythm is guidelines rather than actual rules, says the vocalist. Sorry. Pick the thing that was most correct, not the thing that was the most wrong. Great. It ain't that one. That's the one. First one was more on beat. They're saying more on beat, but they're playing beeps, which are pitched. It's like really jarring to even listen to. Like, why didn't they use like a click rather than a beep? And like clicks have pitches, but you can like adjust that. Huh, that's a very, very weird choice, and I am very curious as to why the researchers made that decision, because that is really off-putting. Second one was more on beat. First one was like just a little fakakta. The first one. I think the first one was most on beat. The second one was like just a hair's breadth. Really? Oh, the first one. It's gotta be. If I'm wrong on this... Okay. Whew. First one. I think it was the second one. That classical stuff, like that's just naturally very expressive, and you know, a conductor like dances for a reason, essentially. Strings in particular, like they're moving together, they're dancing together, that if you're trying to do that to like an exact click, you know, with a waltz like that, what? No. Alright. Anyways. Okay. Yep, second one. Think the first one. Second one. Wait, what just happened? Oh my god. I think I blacked out for a second. Oh, wait. The first one was more on beat, wasn't it? Okay. Classical music in particular is really, really hard to discern like a really distinctive click beat on. I'm kind of guessing on this one. I'm gonna say the second one. Yeah. Second one. Yay! Completed the beat perception tests. When you were little, how often did your parents sing to you? Every day. How would you rate your own skill? I have a lot of skill. I am not an expert. I'm only saying a lot of skill purely because I do it for a living. On an average day, how much time do you spend making music? Using a musical instrument or singing? I'm gonna say 1 to 2 hours, even though It's probably 2 to 4. Have you ever experienced chills or goosebumps in response to music? Yeah, all the time. Do you think you have perfect pitch? Absolutely not. On an average day, how much time do you spend listening to music? Solidly 2 to 4 hours. I always have music playing. How familiar are you with traditional music from around the world? What is traditional music? What are they alluding to there? Like, what traditional music from around the world? Are they referring to folk music? Or literally, what does that even mean? Taking music lessons, yes. Why did you start music lessons? My parents made me start music lessons. Did I enjoy my music lessons? I like them. I like them a lot. Obviously. Still here. Think about your peers in the time when you first did music lessons. How did your musical skills compare to theirs? I was a little better. I learned most everything by ear by the time I was like 7 or 8. I was a little better than them, you know. Have you ever had music theory training? Yes. I got a 5 on my AP music theory class, and now I don't remember a lot of it, and I am trying to get it back. Alright, my musical IQ is 125. I did as well or better than 95.22% of people. That's pretty good. All of my tests were kind of in the same vein, which is interesting, although my melodic discrimination was actually higher, which I did not see coming. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty little graphic thing where it goes whee! That's fun. It's possible that performance on a test like this could accurately predict people's ability to play a musical instrument or sing. No. No. If somebody took this test and had no musical background and compared it with my score, and if someone was asked to choose and be like, who's the musician, they would probably pick the score that was higher, sure. Yeah, if you take this quiz and you don't do well, you can still play a musical instrument or sing. This experiment is all kinds of flawed. The beat perception one in particular I thought was really messed up. If you're being that rigid about it, it's not as musical as it could be. That's why whenever I'm in a studio and we're not recording all of our instrumentation live, we will work with a click track, but we will map the tempo based on what we naturally are doing when we play the music all together. So if we naturally speed up in the chorus, we will map the tempo to actually click up and match us during that time. It's what's called tempo mapping, and it is the most subjective part of recording anything, but it ensures that we retain that sort of instinctive, just physical quality of the music. I think this is a vague Eurocentric way of looking at music that is fun if you're good at intervallic memory and beat perception and tuning, but that really doesn't indicate how you relate to music, in my opinion. What's super interesting to me is that every time I was trying to determine when something was off, so whether that was pitch or rhythm, I was going by what feels crunchy or what feels a little off, what feels wrong. And I made a video about tuning and how like pitch and tuning can affect our emotional experience of music and all of that, but that is literally what I was doing when I was listening to these, was I was going, okay, do I feel like my insides are clenching a little bit because something's a little wrong? It wasn't necessarily me hearing like, oh, that was incorrect. And that's why I think people who aren't musicians can absolutely score really high on this test, because it's about feeling and it's about emotion. And then also it's about cultural understanding. So something that feels crunchy to me may feel completely normal to somebody else, and that is very not taken into account in this test. Overall, I would give this a fun out of 10. Let me know in the comments below if you took this test as well, because I'd be really curious to see what your experience is. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't followed me on Spotify, you should do that, because I've got some new music coming out, and Spotify will tell you when that's a thing. Also be sure you're subscribed to this channel, because this channel will also tell you when that is a thing. And let me know in the comments below if you have any other little musical challenges or covers or your stuff that you would like to see me have a crack at. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy and hydrated and all that good stuff, and I will see you guys back very soon. Bye! Bye.